Hey, Steve Zook here. Welcome back to Pokes Your Channel. I want to offer some free instruction here. And by the way, on this one, I'm going to offer, if you send me an email to stevezook7@yahoo.com, I'll send you back the chord chart for this. Actually, it's cycle number 1 in the Guitarladder system. Take a quantum leap. So it starts like this. Again, send an email for the chord chart to Steve, S-T-E-V-E, Zook, Z-O-O-K, the number 7, you know, not spelled out, just Steve Zook, the number 7@yahoo.com, and I'll send you the chord chart for this. So a little freebie here, all right? Start the new year off on the right foot. I kind of changed that last chord. The whole idea behind the Guitarladder system is compositional skills are based on improvisational skills. The more you learn, and Eric Johnson's the best example of that. Look at his writing. To me, Eric Johnson's compositions are really in, you know, kind of gems. They're in a league by you know, kind of unique. They're on a very high level. I think they shine above a lot of other people's compositions, and he's even said that on videos that, you know, he believes the same thing, that by developing improvisational skills, that helps you learn to hear your intuition and hear the songs. Or he calls them gifts that come through from the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. And I totally agree with that. And your noodling becomes much more sophisticated. So you know, with the Guitarladder system, you're learning, you know, 8, 9, 10 different improvisational systems. But it's not just all left brain. You actually kind of get them just by working like this. You learn about smooth voice leading, you know, contrary motion, secondary dominant, symmetry, intervallic, common tone, just all these things. And they just kind of, you absorb them subconsciously. Sure, I talk about them a little bit, but I don't get into paralysis through analysis. But cycle number 1 in D, and most great music does not stay in one key, and I don't really believe in that anyway. I think it's like Bruce Lee says, you know, when he was learning martial arts, you know, at one point he realized it's just all martial arts. He learned about all the different styles of martial arts in order to come up to be the best he could be and draw knowledge from all those different fields. That's why, as much as I love jazz and as much as I love standards, I think it's a mistake to get stuck in that. I mean, if that's what you do, that's really cool and everything, and I played them for years, but what I'm just trying to say is that if you really want to be the best guitar player and the best composer you can be, study a variety of music. I studied flamenco. I've studied jazz, obviously. I took from Joe Pass. I took from Horace Hatchett, who taught Howard Roberts. When Howard Roberts was in Arizona, Howard Roberts started GIT. I studied from Tony Rizzi, who's kind of a Tommy Tedesco kind of a guy. Studied composition. But anyway, chord cycle number 1, major 7 to diminished, that's a passing chord. Minor 7 to diminished, passing chord. The 3 chord in D, right? This 7 sharp 5 is an altered 6 or a temporary modulation. It really doesn't depend on what you call it. It's like Joe Pass, that's the idea, it's important, not the definition. But anyway, here's cycle 1. What you really want to emphasize and think about is the nice smooth voice leading. See, it's got common tones. That's one of my principles of improvisation, is common tones. Hear that? You're learning to use your common tones. So this is a nice cycle because here the bass is going up like that, you know, and then it comes down. But here, and you can always substitute for this, you know, throwing that chord, which is just it's like a major 13 with a flat 5. It does not have the flat 7. It has a 7. But anyway, so that's the way. A lot of the Guitarladder system, and by the way, I charge $100 an hour for lessons. People drive over 200 miles to come take from me. I'm not bragging, but it's true. The Guitarladder system for $299, and I'm offering a special at $199, is really like getting about $3,000 in private lessons from me. But I spoon feed you. It keep you busy for the next 2 years. But you need to just contact me and say, okay, I need another chord cycle, I need another video. Because if I send it all at once, it'd just be overwhelming. And but the price is really great because of the fact that I do spoon feed you, and I don't have a bunch of high-tech graphics and split screens and all that kind of stuff. But the material is very strong. Believe me, it's an absolute steal for $200. Keep you busy for 2 years. So cycle 1. Okay, and then at that point, you kind of come down the neck this way. Major 7, diminished minor. That converts over to diminished. minor, diminished. Now, notice the common tones. That so anyway, here's cycle 1 again. This is the one I start off with people when they buy the Guitarladder system, and then from there you start learning some of these variations. Hear that? And every time you vary and you learn how to take off and just start improvising, and that's really what builds compositional skills. Is learning about improvisational skills. So if you want to email me, Steve, S-T-E-V-E, Zook, Z-O-O-K, the number 7, just 7, not the number, but just, the number, not spelled out. SteveZook7@yahoo.com. I'll send you the chart for this. And it's a sloppy looking chart. It's just the one that I just kind of banged out for students, but it works. That's all that matters. But believe me, the Guitarladder system was a result of me taking notes for 35, 40 years. I studied with Joe Pass. I studied with Ted Green, just a couple lessons from Ted Green. We kind of blew each other's minds, and what a giant Ted Green was, huh? Still is, because I believe he's still up in heaven jamming with Joe Pass, and Joe Pass is going, wow, what the hell's that? But anyway, the Guitarladder system's a real deal. I spoon feed you. It'll keep you busy for a couple years. But send me an email to stevezook7@yahoo.com. I'll send you the chart for this. But see, there's a lot of nice smooth voice leading in this one. See that? This common tones with those 2 notes, then this bass comes up a half step, and the bass comes up another half step, see that? I like to substitute 7 sharp, 5 sharp, 9. Now sometimes I'll put this, start, resolving. It's hard for me to stick with it because that's kind of the whole idea, is learning to develop improvisational skills. So anyway, that's cycle number 1. You can do it finger style. You can add the bass. But go ahead and send me an email to stevezook, the number 7@yahoo.com. I'll send you the chart. And I'll try to do more freebies, okay? And I want to thank everybody who has purchased a guitar from me. I really appreciate it. And I keep the faith. And I'll catch you in the next video, okay? All right, take care. So again, Steve Zook, the number 7@yahoo.com, and I'll send you the free chord chart for that cycle number 1. All right? If you're really serious about taking a quantum leap, and I'm not kidding, this isn't bullshit, being the best guitar player you can be, you'll make progress, like you'll shave years off your progress, and this is going to sound like a bunch of bullshit, but it's true. I've seen students with no musical talent go through my system, and it's almost like they were born into a more musical family, because my system just accesses, goes right to the subconscious mind, and presents the material in a way where you can absorb it easily without having to worry about intellectualizing it. You just play these chord cycles, and all of a sudden you're learning about smooth voice leading and contrary motion, and high tension chords and low tension chords, tension and resolution, and intervallic improvisation, symmetrical, secondary dominant, flat 5 subs, diatonic, chromatic. You learn about color. It's an amazing system. I can't take credit for it. God, the universe, my creator, I'll give him the credit for it. But all I can say, it works. And I've had friends who are great musicians do this system, and they're just like, damn, Steve, this has made me a better guitarist and composer, no doubt about it. So, if you really love guitar and you want, stop wasting time, spend an hour a day on my Guitarladder system, and I guarantee you, you're going to get huge results. It takes a while, you know, woodshed for a while, but it works. Take care.